Okay, thank you, Zelda. Thanks for coming on the show. Could you tell us what your background was like growing up, please?
So I am originally from Fort Pierce, Florida, which is a small town, and everybody knew each other because it was so small.
Right.
Unfortunately, I was not that popular. I didn't have that many friends. So growing up, I did get picked on a lot. So because of that, I grew up having low self-esteem and not really feeling confident about myself and who I have become to be over time. But I worked through that and still managed to go to college. I got a degree in mental health counseling and got married. I married a musician and with him, I spent the past 10 years of my life like traveling all over the place performing. We performed in places like Disney, the Orlando House of Blues. We've done tours overseas in Italy, even performed in the Bahamas. So yeah, that's been pretty great. So yeah, that was my background prior to getting involved in modeling.
Wow, that's amazing. You did touch on being bullied whilst you're growing up and you got picked on a lot. What did you think was the reason for this? Is it because it's a small town, or is there something in particular that made people pick up on you more than other people?
I think it's just kids being kids. You know, kids are mean. When you're growing up, everyone is trying to like find their way. Nobody wants to be like the outcast. You know, everybody wants to be the it person, the Mr. or Mrs. Popular. So I think kids just do whatever they got to do to try to like build themselves up. And sometimes that involves tearing down another kid. So me, I was really skinny. I've always been skinny all my life. So I guess maybe some kids felt like because I was small and quiet that they could pick on me because I wasn't going to do anything. I wasn't going to hurt them back. Maybe.
I know.
But I don't know. I think it was just kids being kids.
Wow. Anyway, you're over that now and you've gone to study, have a career as a mental health nurse. Did you say? Is that was your career, initial career?
Yes, I do have a degree in mental health counseling. So I've been in the field for over 20 years, had a lot of different positions. Yeah, I've been a counselor, I've been a social worker, I've been an assistant to a psychiatrist, I've been a program manager, I've been a case manager. So I've been a little bit of everything in the mental health field.
Interesting. So why modeling? Why did you, is modeling something that you've always wanted to go into and you never really put yourself out there? Why modeling after all these years?
Yeah, it is. Like, I've always wanted to do it, even when I was younger, but because I got picked on a lot, I didn't feel like I was pretty enough. I didn't have the confidence to get involved. But when I turned 40, I said, you know what? I am going to not limit myself anymore. So I wrote down this long list of stuff that I wanted to accomplish before I die. My age? Yeah, I'm 40. 42.
I would literally say you're about 32, 33. You don't look 40 at all.
Yeah, I'm 42 going on 43.
40 looks good on you. Yeah, that looks good on you.
Thank you so much. Okay, so yeah, when I turned 40, I wrote down this long list of stuff that I wanted to accomplish before I die. And so modeling was one of the things. I said, you know what, I'm not getting any younger. I might as well just do this. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I saw this advertisement. Right. So I saw this advertisement for, they were looking for runway models. And so I was like, okay, I'm gonna go sign up and try out for that. Didn't really think I was gonna get accepted, but I did. So I got selected to be one of the models for that show. And from there, it just seemed like the floodgates opened up. I made connections through that opportunity. And yeah, from there, everything is just kind of taken off.
So what has this journey been like as a model? Leaving your career, just leaving the career behind. What has this journey been like as a model?
Well, actually, I'm still working full time as a in the mental health field. I'm still working full time, but the position that I have still gives me the freedom to be able to do modeling part time on the side. So it is a lot of
Wow.
juggling of schedules because I'm also a mom as
Yeah.
well, but I
Wow.
have tools in place to help me to stay organized so that I don't miss any
Right.
appointments or miss any opportunities because in this business time is everything. So like if you're slow responding, they're moving on to the next person trying to find somebody else. So yeah, so I
Wow.
definitely make sure that I keep so that I don't miss out.
So have you had modelings outside of Florida, or have you always been within Florida?
I have had opportunities outside of Florida, which is definitely a blessing. I went to New York Fashion Week. I modeled for
Wow.
Comerica Creations, who's actually the couture designer of the year for 2021. So that was a blessing.
Amazing.
I've gone to Mexico. I actually just came back from Mexico in August. So that was my
Okay.
first international modeling opportunity.
Well
So that's
done.
cool.
Well done.
I got to model in Arizona for Via Moda. That was in May of this year, and that was so fun. I mean, like the clothes that we had to model was just so creative and just so elegant. That was just an amazing experience. And then I've also been able to model in Atlanta. So those are the main places. And then I've done a lot here in Florida, but outside of Florida, yeah, Mexico, New York, Arizona, and Atlanta so far.
That is great. So I've seen you on a few cover pages. How do you feel when you see yourself on these cover
Mhm.
pages? What does it feel like to you?
I don't know how to explain it, but it's just kind of like me. Like, that's really me. Like, that's
That's
really
you,
me.
girl. That's you, girl.
Yeah, so it's inspiring
That's
because
amazing.
I was the one that felt like the ugly duckling all her life. I felt like I was not the one that somebody would want to put on the cover of their magazine. So to see that, it's very inspiring, very empowering to me.
I can tell you, I tell you what, I really feel proud of you. I am so proud of you. And I am so proud of your
Thank
achievements as
you.
well. I must tell you that. Well done to you. So looking back, would
Thank
you
you.
would you say you've had regrets looking back that if, for example, I personally, there are some things that I would say that maybe if I had done these things, say 5 years ago, things may have been a bit different now. Or do you have any of such regrets? Or do you just think that everything that's happened has happened in order to shape you for where you are right now?
So it's a combination of both. I definitely think that things that happen to us do contribute to where we are presently in life. But
Right.
I have some regrets. Like I do regret waiting so long to get involved. I
Mm.
feel like if I would have got started earlier, that I definitely would have been a lot further along. I probably would have been making way more money in this industry if I would have got started earlier. So I regret allowing the bullying and the low self-esteem and all of the stuff that I went through personally. I regret allowing that to keep me from pursuing something that I've always wanted to do. And so now I'm a big advocate for that. Like I really encourage people, look, you get healed, you do whatever you need to do to get better,
Absolutely.
so that you can, yeah, so that you can do everything that you was put on this earth to do. Because people need whatever light, whatever gift you have to offer. People need that. But if we allow like life and circumstances and personal issues to hold us back, then people are not going to experience that light and that gift that you have inside of you. So yeah, that's my major regret. It's just wishing that, I hadn't waited so long and allowed all that stuff to like hold me back for so long.
But the good thing is you're there now. You're there, girl. So shine on. You are there. Amazing. So do you have a next level to this? Do you have dreams for another 10 years, or do you think you're there right now?
I'm definitely not there. I will be there when I start seeing more money. So I definitely want to make, because there's money in this industry, you know what I'm saying? And so I definitely want my piece of the pie. I definitely also have goals to do a bigger production in New York Fashion Week. Like the one I did in 2021, it was good, but it was a smaller production. So I definitely would love to be able to go back and be on a bigger platform, a bigger runway. I would also love to one day walk in a mall and see me on a poster for one of those national brands. Yeah, I would love to see that. So yeah, those are my goals. And Vogue, if I ever get in Vogue one day, then I'll be like, okay,
it's all about believing in yourself. It's about believing in yourself. I always say that if you believe in yourself and you work hard, it's always, you will get there. It might take time, but it's always, you will get there at some point. You will get there.
Definitely.
So, how do you see yourself in another 10 years? Do you see yourself still doing this business? Or do you think you really would love to just do it for a few more years and put it aside and just focus on family? Where do you see yourself in another 10 years?
So in 10 years, I will be 53. So I will still be pretty young and gorgeous. So yes, I definitely still see myself.
Yes, that's the spirit. Yeah.
Yeah. So I definitely still see myself doing something in the industry. I see myself traveling more. Travel has always been like something that I want to do, especially going overseas to Italy. Like those were trips of a lifetime. So that just kind of like really like put an appetite in me to want to go see other places in this beautiful big world that we live in. So yeah, I definitely see myself traveling to other places, modeling, and also helping other young models. I'm kind of doing that right now with this network that I'm a part of. Any aspiring models that we come across that just want to be a part of like a group, a network that is also out there doing their thing and they want to learn and grow from them. I'm kind of doing that right now because I move so fast. Like I've only been doing this for 2 years, but I've accomplished a lot in 2 years. And so a lot of people are always asking me like, okay, so how did you do it? Like, what did you do? Like, how did you be able to like do some of the stuff that you've done in such a short time? So I'm able to like share my story and mentor on a smaller level now. So in 10 years from now, I see myself being able to do that on a larger scale. Because women empowerment, you know, we need to empower, especially our young girls. We need to empower them, to build them up so that, you know, they can shine and allow their gifts to flow as well.
Oh, that's amazing of you. That's a very amazing comment. So that brings me to the point. I wanted to ask you, what have you done differently to get to this point now? Because it seems like you've moved so fast, so quickly. You're really, really running, sister. So what have you done? How have you been able to put this together to get to this point now? What have you done differently from what a normal model would have done originally?
Okay. So because I'm still new, I don't know if I'm doing anything different. I think for me, I'm just very self-motivated. And I like when I put my mind to do something, I do it. I give it 100%. It's like all gas and no brakes. And that's just me. That's just the personality that I have. And I feel like in certain industries, you got to have that. You got to have that drive. You got to have that self-motivation. And if you don't, you know, you'll end up irrelevant or not going very far. Another thing that has helped me, and I got to shout out the people, my network, my team. I have a lot of people that have believed in me, that have supported me, that pushed me. And is it okay if I say names and give shout outs?
Please go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, great. So definitely having a good team of people around you helps as well. I got to shout out my photographer and manager. He's like a 2-in-1 for me. He is the one that helped to create my portfolio. And that portfolio is what has gotten me the different jobs that I've been able to get. So shout out to Xavier Austin of PX Photography. Thank you so much for everything that you have done to help push me to where I am today. I also got to give a shout out to my modeling coach. Her name is Adina Kajoy. She's taught me a lot about runway techniques, about posing, about having confidence out there on the runway. So Got to give it up to her. Got to give it up to Wendell and Dream City. They gave me my first start. Remember I talked to you about that Runway show that I went to go try out for when I turned 40. So they were the ones that gave me my first start. So I got to shout them out as well. I got to give it up to my family. My husband, he's always been supportive and encouraging me to do this. And my other family members, like my sister-in-law, anytime I got to go out of town to go do a show, she always takes care of my kid for me. So I'm so grateful to have people that believe in me and that are supporting me. And I think that's the main thing that has helped me to be able to go far.
Yeah, it's always good to have the support system, because you really can't do this alone. Juggling your career with modeling, with family, it must have been really tough if you're doing it all by yourself. So it's really amazing that you have this support system to help you with this journey. I mean, on this journey. So what advice would you give to younger ones coming on and thinking, okay, I think I'm too old to start this journey. What advice do you have for them? Or even the younger ones that are just going into that industry and looking for how to forge ahead, still thinking, do I go into this? Do I not go into this? At that stage where they're not 100% certain that they want to get into modeling, what would you say to them?
Okay, so for my older ones, if you're still breathing and your heart is still beating, then you still have time to do whatever it is you want to do in life. So don't allow your age to be a barrier or an excuse that you use to not move forward. Use your experience. You're older, so the good thing about older people is we have life experience behind us. So use that life experience, use the wisdom that you've gained along the way, take that into whatever it is you're trying to get into now. So age is nothing but a number. It's never too late. If you're still living, you can still do something with your life. Now, to my younger ones, definitely, I would say make sure that you spend some time trying to figure out your why. You want to know, why is it I want to model? Why do I want to do this? Like, what is my end goal? What do I want to accomplish as a model? Those are questions that you need to figure out early, because once you have that down pack, then that's going to keep you focused and that's going to keep you grounded, because the modeling industry is a very big world and it can get very cutthroat, to be honest with you. And it can be very intimidating, and it's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes that, if you're not careful, you can end up, getting hurt or, getting into some stuff that you probably really don't want to get into. But if you are grounded, if you know, okay, this is why I want to do this, and this is the stuff that I'm willing to do, or this is the stuff that I'm not going to do, then that's going to help you stay grounded as you go along the way. Also, to my younger ones, learn, study, educate yourself. Don't just go out there, because there's a lot of scammers out there and they are ready to scam you. They are ready to take advantage of you.
Okay.
Yes, they are ready to take advantage of you. But if you study and you educate yourself on this industry and things to look out for, and then you'll have a bit of an edge over ones that, they're just trusting the word of someone that says that they're an agent, or someone that says that they represent an agency. If you have that knowledge already, then you can protect yourself from getting scammed. So yeah, definitely educate yourself. Definitely study your craft. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to be on social media, which you are, because that's just the way of the world. If you're going to be on social media, use that time to also make sure that you are learning from experts in the field. You know what I'm saying? Because that's going to help you to be able to get jobs and get other opportunities when they see that you know how to pose, your angles, your best sides, or how to work with different photographers, or work different garments on the run.
Amazing.
Okay.
I'm learning.
Yeah, so it's a lot of stuff. So learn, young people, educate yourself so that you can be ahead of the game and not get scammed.
Amazing. Just before you go, could you share some of your greatest highlights in the industry?
Okay. So I got nominated for Standard Model of the Year in 2021, and I actually won. So yay for me.
That's great. That's
Yeah,
great.
so that was a cool accomplishment. Also, getting published in Eclair magazine. That magazine is spread with a whole bunch of celebrities. So to see my face in the same magazine that has celebrities, that was a pretty cool accomplishment for me. Also, being able to get a contract with Bella Fair Event Productions as their model coordinator. That's been very cool because that gives me the opportunity to help recruit other models and help give them opportunities to be able to do local stuff here in the area. So yeah, those are pretty cool. Another thing that I'm working on that's really cool to me is me and my business partner, my photographer, we're business partners as well, and my modeling coach. We've started this network. It's called The Brand. And so it's not an agency yet. We're working on that. But what we do is we offer our different skill sets to help develop other aspiring models that are coming into the industry. So yeah, I just had to put that little plug in. So if there's anybody that sees this, if you need some guidance, or just need to like link up with some experts in the field to help you along your way, the Brand is a place that you can get that support that you need.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for your time. And of course, we would like to bring you here another time, sometime soon. And if you ever come to the UK, give me a shout. I'm always a call away. All right. Thank you for your time today.
Thank you.
No problems at all. Thank you, Zelda. Thanks for coming on the show. And of course, we would hope to speak to you again sometime soon. Thank you, and bye for now.
Bye-bye.